go to my website, deletelaws.com, and get a trifold. Laminate a copy of your driver's license front and back, your insurance and registration card, put it on a laminated slip, and it goes inside your trifold above your visor. Use the touchdown position. Hand goes on the seat over here as you film. This hand goes up, grabs the trifold, your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance. Everything that you do with the cop, you show the camera first. Cop pulls you over, license, registration. I'm already like this. I'm already filming the copper. So what's the first thing you do when you see a copper? You start recording, and your hands, look at my hands. I put my elbow right on that knob. You see that? And now I got my phone, and I'm recording inward right here. I'm recording myself. And then, of course, when the camera shoots across my face and goes out the window, it's hitting the copper. You always want that camera on yourself, so if anything happens to you, we can see you get hit. We want to make sure that you're in the camera. So you film like this. You hold your hands up in the touchdown position. Then when copper pulls you over, reach up, grab your trifold, your laminated driver's license, proof, registration, insurance. Right there, cop says, hey, can I get your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance? You pull it down and you hand it to him. There it is. Now he has my license, registration, proof of insurance. He says, hey, where are you going? Perfect. Now you grab your trifold out the top. You point at the trifold where it says, I plead the Fifth Amendment. You show it to the cop and you say, I plead the Fifth Amendment, officer. Where you heading? Officer, I just showed you on the trifold, I plead the Fifth. Please don't ask me any more questions. If I violated a code, then give me a ticket. I want to leave. Thank you for your time. You know how fast you were going? Officer, you're now harassing me. I've invoked my Fifth Amendment right. I showed it to the camera. This footage is going to go to the judge when I sue you. As soon as I hand him this, where are you coming from? Where are you going? What are you doing? Who'd you date when you were in 11th grade? Eat my shorts, copper. Stop harassing me. I've already invoked my Fifth Amendment right. I have a right to counsel if you're going to question me. You don't see my lawyer here with me, do you? So get the flock out of here. Go have a ham sandwich. Go beat your wife. Go beat your 8-year-old kid. Get the flock away from my car. You're on camera. Everything's going to be on camera. Can you step out of the car? Sure, I'll step out of the car. Cop says, can I search your car? Sure, you can search my car. Go ahead. He starts to search it. I revoke consent. It's on my trifold, United States versus Williams. I revoke consent. There's not enough drug dogs to get there in time, or they violate Rodriguez versus United States 2015. You use that trifold like it's a piano that you're playing. It'll keep you safe from the piggies. You got to get used to this. You got to get used to mincing the words you use properly, because they're trying to mince words with you to arrest you, steal your car, kidnap you, and put you in a frickin' dungeon. I wish that wasn't true. I wish this wasn't my business. I really wish that I had no trifold business where I didn't sell a trifold to make a living, because so many people didn't have to worry about their rights being violated. But that's not the case. That's not the case. If you answer one question, where are you going? I'm going to my mom's house. Where are you coming from? You writing a book? You want to be my boyfriend? What are you talking about? Why are you asking me all these questions? We're not dating, bro. I'm straight. Sorry, homie. Don't ask me where I'm going. It says on the trifold, I do not agree to answer any questions. Don't ask me where I'm going. Don't ask me where I'm coming from. Use your trifold. Use it. I sell it for $9. You can download it. Then you have a copy. You can give it to all your friends. Or if you don't have $9, I'll give it to you for free. I'll give it to you for free. There's my grifting ways. I give away the product I sell for free. I'm a real grifter. Get my trifold. Get it in your car. If you don't have one, I'll give you one for free. If you can't afford $9, if you no problem. If you can afford the $30 one, get it. Put it in your car. It's badass. Keep it. Use your damn trifold. By the way, when you get the $30 indestructible one, I send it. I give you a nice thick. It's actually a broccoli wad. You know, the broccoli wad rubber bands, a nice thick black rubber band. That's what Aaron Queen's talking about, because I really want you to put the trifold up on your visor, just like that. Put that around your visor, your trifold. How many people don't have their license, registration, proof of insurance? I do a photocopy of my driver's license. I do a laser copy of the front of my driver's license and the back of my driver's license, because I'm not going to put my actual driver's license in a plastic laminated fold. So what I do is I do a laser copy of the front and the back, and then I do a laser copy of my registration proof of insurance, and then I put them on one long plastic card that kind of mimics the same size as my trifold. And then my registration, insurance, and proof of ID all goes in here. And then when the cop pulls me over, I use this touchdown position. That's why I give you guys the rubber band with your order. It's a small little thing, but I don't want you trying to find the right rubber band. I sell you a nice, thick, black broccoli wad rubber band that goes right inside of your, right there. What's wrong with having the necessary tools above your head, putting your hands above the steering wheel so you don't get shot? They're shooting people. I wish it was a joke. I really wish I didn't have a business. I wish my business was failing miserably because so many cops were doing it right. That's what I wish. It's just not the case. You got to have the trifold on you. And I don't care about your $9. I'll give it to you for free. Get it in your car. I appreciate it if you can buy it. Thanks. I don't care. Your $9 ain't going to make or break me, bud. Your $30 for the indestructible one doesn't make or break my day today. It just doesn't. But if you have my trifold in your car, it might make or break your day. It could save your life. Someone wrote me an email the other day, and I talked about this the other day, and they said, Chili, the guy started the back and forth with me, and right away I invoked my Fifth Amendment right. He said, where are you coming from? And I said, I don't answer any questions. It's on the trifold.
Well, sir. Pulled over because of her speed. It's your license, please. Where are you headed today? That's perfect. It's your license, please.
Sure. That's my license, insurance, proof of registration.
Hey, Mr. Casher, you still live at that mailing address you have here? That's for sole purpose of the infraction, sir. I don't want to get mailed out to somewhere else. All right, so just remain inside the vehicle, right back.
He said, okay. And he went back and did his thing. That's what I want to hear. I want your testimonial. I want to hear from you that I used your trifold. I didn't answer any questions. I got a ticket, but I didn't have to have that. Where are you going? Where are you coming from? What's your favorite color? Can I search your car? Which what I do now, when I know this jackboot thug pig is going to search my car, on your trifold is the 2018 case of Williams versus United States. And as soon as they say, I want to search your car, I know that this jackboot thug pig is going to invoke the Carroll Doctrine, the exigent circumstances clause of the Carroll Doctrine, and say that he's searching my car because he believes I have contraband, or he believes there's a possible loss of life, a danger to someone's life. So I just got this feeling this cop's going to search my car. So I tell him, he goes, hey, can I search your car? And I go, sure, you can search my car. Step out for me. Sure. I start to get out. He starts to search my car, and I say, oh, officer, I revoke consent. I revoke consent. It's right here, 2018, United States versus Williams. It says right on my trifold right here that if I can give consent, I revoke consent. He says, oh, I'm going to call a drug dog out here to do a walk around your car. I said, oh, sorry, officer, 2015 Rodriguez versus United States says that you can't extend a traffic stop to search my car without a single articulable fact or reasonable articulable suspicion that I'm somehow doing something where you need a drug dog out here. And if they can't do that, which they can't, oh, I'm going on a hunch, everything, remember, you're filming everything. Then you got that copper when you go to court. And anything that he gets from your car is fruit of the poisonous tree, the 1961 case of Matt versus Ohio. I really wish that I didn't have this business. But I do. But I do because so many people are cheated by the pigs. Because so many people are cheated by the pigs. OTVO. Everybody put it in the chat. OTVO. OTVO. Put it in the chat. Overturn Terry versus Ohio. Where are you coming from? Going to work? You live in this area? Now, at this point, by the third or fourth question, me being the mother I would say, hey, cop, I told you 3 times. I plead the 5th. Now back the f up. Leave me alone. You have no right to question me. Do your job. give me a ticket or don't, but off, piggy. That would be my response. I don't recommend that you do that response. I recommend you go like this. Where are you going? Where are you heading? What are you doing? What time you coming home? Did you sleep with your wife last night? Are you dating anybody? Do you like steak? Do you like eggs? Do you like green eggs and ham? I do not like them, Sam. I do not like green eggs and ham. And instead of answering any of those things, I simply say, Copper, I plead the Fifth Amendment. Copper keeps questioning me, and I say, I'm not going to answer any questions. Please leave me alone. Any further questioning is outright harassment. All righty. What is going on out there in the land of the unfree America? Welcome, everybody, to another rendition of Delete Laws. How's it? That's my dog, Charlie. I'm going to have to let him in. But everybody, do me a favor. Hit the like button and put OTVO in the chat. Check this video out. I'm going to show you a couple seconds of this. I'll be right back.
Morning. Sorry?
5 and a 35.
I didn't see the sign.
Okay, well, you're
Truth be told, sorry about that.
That means you go to jail, so.
So that took place about 1.5 years ago, and currently there is a short on my channel that is going ultra viral with about 150,000 views in the last 48 hours. So I thought, you know what, enough time has passed where statute of limitations is over, and I can just share everything that happened from the moment I left my hotel to the time when I was told I was being arrested. So before we get too far, my name's Dan. This is Gears and Gadgets. This channel is typically about trucks, motorcycles, power sports, gadgets. It's not a channel where I ride around town just trying to rope police officers into interactions.
Okay, so let's hold on for 1 second and let's just what is going on. Greg, how are you? Good to see everybody. B. Hendricks, Claudette is here. Nice to see you, Claudette. Barbecue shaped biscuits. Jeanette is here. Les OTVO, Grateful Dabs, Chainsaw Cat, Jim, Raoult, Serious Audits. Do we got Jeff Hates Pigs? Jeff Hates Pigs. Is he in here? Do we got Jeff Hates Pigs? I don't see him. Witch on Fire. Witch on Fire, stick around. Witch on Fire sent me 2 different videos I'm covering tonight. What's up, Playboy? What's up? Listen, I hope you guys had a beautiful... Oh, Chevy! There we are. There we are. Chevy and Stomper. Everybody, welcome. Team DLZ rolling through. And I have been super, super busy. I can't wait. If you guys stick around at the end, I'll tell you what I've been doing. And wow. Well, I mean, you guys see some audits I'm doing, but you don't really see what I'm doing. I'm doing some stuff. I cannot wait to show you guys everything. But let's talk about what he says right here just really quickly. Okay, so listen to this real quick.
Statute of limitations is over, and I can just share everything that happened from the moment I left my hotel to the time when I was told I was being arrested. So before we get too far, my name's Dan. This is Gears and Gadgets. This channel is typically about trucks, motorcycles, power sports, gadgets. It's not a channel where I ride around town just trying to rope police officers into interactions.
Okay, so he's going to have an interaction with a copper, and his channel is not usually about that. It's not what it's about, right? But what has happened? With all due respect to this creator, what has happened? What has happened is the police state, prison state, death state has rolled up on him and is going to threaten to lock him up. And this creator, he's going to have a response that you're probably not going to be ready for. If you remember at Team DLZ, we always film the police. Everybody who put a 1 in the chat if you always film the cops. Cops walk up to you. Cops are in their vicinity. You start filming the cops. Okay, so can we agree on this? The reason we're watching his video is because the police have become a part of his life in a way that affected him in a great way. Is that a fair way to put this? Because I don't want to be mean or bully or pick on him at all. He has his own perspective, and we're going to get into it. I talked to him back and forth on the comment section. So so we agree on that. That's all. The police have now affected him so much that this is not a channel where he goes around riding his motorcycle. to annoy, harass, and try to get interactions with cops and get them on video. That's not what his channel is about. Gears and Gadgets is about him riding. Okay, so everybody, welcome Barbecue Biscuits to the membership.
Today I'm going to be driving my world's fastest.
Just trying to rope police officers into interactions.
Today I'm going to be driving my world's fastest General Lee until I get pulled over.
Woo!
Now, the comments that I've seen on this short, everything from call me a bootlicker to you should have run.
What? Why would they call you a bootlicker, though?
Really starts making me understand maybe why some officers start to treat everybody like they're idiots. But let's.
Oh, he's what? I'm so sorry. It says here that some people are calling him a bootlicker and stuff. And then what is it? What does he say next?
Everything from call me a bootlicker to you should have run really starts making me understand.
Understand what exactly? Understand what? Hold on.
Maybe why some officers start to treat everybody like they're idiots. But let's.
Oh, so they start to treat everybody like they're idiots, including you. Including you.
Not ignore the flip side of that, which is police officers who are treating everybody as if they are an idiot and really kind of approach policing as incredibly robotic.
Which is exactly how it is today. It's horrible.
Thank you for not smoking.
And I think there's an opportunity for all of us to do better. And I'm going to cover that at the very end of this video. I'm going to go ahead and roll the clip.
He thinks there's an opportunity for all of us to do better.
What happened. This was on a trip I was taking back from Boulder, Colorado.
Don't worry, we're not watching all of this. This is going to end pretty quick here, abruptly. Stay tuned. This ends really quick. We're all going to stop watching in a minute.
Returning to Phoenix, Arizona. I'll roll the footage here.
It is 4:45 in the morning. Sunrise is in about half hour. Sunrise. Yesterday we did about 700 and something miles in 10 hours. The next step for the last 3 hours of this ride is through the Tonto National Forest.
Nice.
And there are a lot of giant animals in that area. And I got here in Holbrook right at sunset. So did not seem safe to venture off into that area in the dark. So I decided to stop here.
I mean, nice guy. He's genuinely a nice guy. You can't say anything bad about him as a person. He seems like a genuinely nice human being and enjoys to ride his motorcycle and bring you along for the ride with his cameras. And look at him. He looks like a very peaceful, loving person.
Plan on getting back to Phoenix here 8 o'clock or so. Get everything here packed up, back on the bike. Hit the...
I only think it's fair we take a look at what he actually does and how he does it. That's why I'm showing you guys what he showed us. Music is terrible though. So okay, you see but I want you to pay attention to this over here. Speed limit, current speed. Pay attention to this on the right. We're going to turn off that garbage music. But you see that right there? He's going 10 miles an hour over. You can see it. And you'll see the copper pass him. See the speed limit? He's 10 over. In Arizona, just so you know, if you drive more than 20 miles an hour over the speed limit, that's an arrestable offense. It's called criminal speeding in the state of Arizona. I swear to God, you can't make this stuff up. Our government just wants to arrest us for absolutely anything. It's just so unbelievable. There's just, I mean, let me see if that music is gone yet. Well, oh, I mean, put a 1 in the chat if you don't like the music. Put a 2 in the chat if you like that music. It's just, so now he's doing 60 and a 45. This is what we're paying attention to right here, because in Arizona, criminal speeding can put you in jail. So criminal speeding is 20 miles an hour over, which I don't know how the people of Arizona agree to that. In the desert, in the middle of the highway, you could easily do 100, 110, and there's nobody around for miles. It's criminal speeding now, though. So right here, he's going to pass this copper coming right up. Now he's doing 62 and a 45, 63 and a 45, 65, 20 miles an hour right there. Ding, 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 ding. He's now in an arrestable state because there's the copper. Do you see it? He freeze framed it. He freeze framed it for us. There's the copper right there. He did a nice little freeze frame. Let's get back into the song. Dun, 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 dun. So copper.
Morning.
Just all the signs back here.
I can't.
You're going
Sorry?
65 and a 35.
It was 35?
Yes, sir. It was 45 and then it turned to 35.
Honestly, I just left the hotel and I was getting my heated gear turning on and I didn't see the sign.
Okay, well, you're
Truth
gonna
be
under
told,
arrest.
sorry about that.
That means you go to jail, so pull up here to the next parking lot.
I'm sorry? I got to take my earplugs out. I can barely hear you.
Okay.
Where do you want me to do?
I just want you to get off the road so we can take care of some business.
Take care of some business. But what did he say a second ago? What did the copper say?
The next parking lot.
I'm sorry?
That means you go to jail, so okay, well, you're
Truth
gonna
be
under
told,
arrest.
sorry about that.
It was 45 and then it turned to 35.
Honestly, I just left the hotel and I was getting my heated gear turning on and I didn't see the sign.
Okay, well, you're
Truth
gonna
be
under
told,
arrest.
sorry about that.
I didn't see the sign, truth be told, and he's a nice guy, man. He's not a criminal or a bad person. And he said, I didn't see the sign. And the cop says, well, you didn't see the sign? That doesn't matter. You're going to jail. And look, he's got the stripes on his arm. He's, he's taking care of his diet.
Yes, sir. It was 45 and then it turned to 35.
Honestly, I just left the hotel and I was getting my heated gear turning on and I didn't see the sign.
Okay, well, you're
Truth
gonna
be
under
told,
arrest.
sorry about that.
You're going to be
That
under
means you go to
arrest.
jail, so
That
pull
means
up
you
here to the
go
next
to
parking lot.
jail.
I'm sorry? I got to take my earplugs.
That means you go to jail is what he said, homie.
Out. I can barely hear you.
Okay.
Where do you want me to do?
I just want you to get off the road so we can take care of some business.
Oh, okay. Where?
Go to there's Dairy Queen right up here. Just pull in there.
Oh, okay.
The Dairy Queen's a mile up the road. What's the feeling in your stomach right now? How do you feel right now? You copper pulled up to you, said you didn't see a sign? Well, sorry, speed limit dropped. You're going to jail. How are you feeling right now? How are you feeling? Welcome. Here's the deal. Thanks for coming by, brother. Good to see you. Man, you're driving down the road. Just put in the comment section right now how you're feeling. If you're driving that motorcycle and you're pulling over to Dairy Queen right there and you just heard him, what he said, are you calling your loved one? Your mother, your father, your sister, somebody in the area? You're calling somebody to come and get you out of jail. Because he just said you're going to jail. BZ said run. No, don't run. 3 things you can't do. You can't run, you can't resist, and you can't miss court. Don't worry, this video is going to end for us in a second. We're going to be jamming off here. Well, he can't really use the trifold. He has to acquiesce and kiss the brass ring. because the cop has an arrestable offense. So he's going to have to kowtow. I understand he's okay right here. Let me pause it for 1 second because this video is about to come to an end. If I were you right here, what would you do? If you use the trifold right here and you say I plead the Fifth Amendment, he's going to cuff you up and take you to jail because he can. If you plead the Fifth here, right? If I'll use myself that way, I'm not giving anybody any kind of legal advice, but if I plead the Fifth right here, he's going to take me to jail, right? And the way I see it, it's your job not to go to jail. You don't want to go to jail. You have to kiss the brass ring right here. Right? Am I wrong? Can somebody tell me? Am I wrong or right? You have to start a conversation with this cop so that he doesn't arrest you. He's got the stripes on his arm, so he's been there the longest, which means he's the most jaded. And what do you do? I mean, I want to see what you guys do. I want to see some comments because this video is over in about 10 seconds. This video is over in about 10 seconds. What do you do? What do you do? I'm right. And so Leonard said, lick the boots and you still go to jail anyway. That's what he says. But what do you do? I just want to know because I swear this video ends in probably 10 seconds, maybe less. I just want to know what you guys would do. I'm reading your comments right now. I'm going to read them out loud. Ragnar is a character in one of Ayn Rand's book called Atlas Shrugged, and it's absolutely amazing. Plead the Fifth, says Kelly. I mean, if you plead the Fifth, though, do you think you're going to jail? How about like this? Let's just take a vote. Let's take a vote. Do you beg? Do you say, I'm so sorry, man. I didn't see the sign. I'm from California. I'm driving through Wyoming. You know, do you beg? Beg by pleading your case? Is that what you do? Because you plead the Fifth. I think if I plead the Fifth, well, Brian, here's the deal. He's seen me get arrested several times. I don't beg. I explained to them, there's going to be a lawsuit here. And as you know, we just won a partial summary judgment from a judge who said that me filming the cop is probable cause to arrest me, which is just surreal. So I haven't begged, but what are you going to do? He's going to take you to jail. Let's check it out. He puts instructions up here. What the F are you doing narrative? Step 1, demonstrate a
I'm sorry.
read the upper right corner. Demonstrate non-threatening chill.
I'm sorry. I could barely understand what you're telling me. You're doing 65 or 35.
Listen, it says.
I did not know that. I'm very sorry about that. So I've been coming from Boulder. I don't care.
I don't care is his response. I've been coming from Boulder.
So I've been coming from Boulder. I don't care. I need your license to get information.
Now, at this point, I stopped recording because I could tell this officer was just having none of it.
There it is. He turned the camera off. There it is right there. He turned the camera off. We don't know what happens. That's the end of the video. That's it. That's it. I swear to Christ. I'll play it, but that's the end of the video right there. There's no more to it.
And you saw the footage of what happened leading up to this whole interaction. I was definitely doing 20 miles an hour over the speed limit, and that is considered criminal speed here in Arizona. And if this officer wanted to, he could have just cuffed me, put me in the back of the car, and arrested me for criminal speed. So at this point, I am.
Oh yeah, sure. I'm gonna talk too. I'm gonna try to talk my way out of going to jail for sure. I'm not gonna beg, but I'm gonna say, hey, look, man, I'm not from here, man. Don't take me to jail. I'm a good person. There's no reason to arrest me. I'm sorry for speeding. You know, I would start that for sure. But
100% de-escalation mode. So with that I fired the cameras back up, and you'll see the outcome of what had transpired.
Well, that was certainly not.
Well, we don't know what happened. We don't know what you said. We don't know what happened at all whatsoever. We don't know. We'll never know what you said. You know? And so I'll drop the link to his video if you want to watch any more of it. To me, the video's over. Anything else he's going to explain from here to me is if it, what does Brian from Here's the Deal say? If it's not on video, it didn't happen. So here's the link to his video. I'm gonna read some comments and just a couple, because there's still 3 more videos I want to get into tonight. I know it's late, sorry, but I mean, I'm blown away. I'm completely beside myself that he stopped recording. And don't be mean or rude to this creator at all whatsoever. You're allowed. Let me show you how polite this guy is, how cordial he is in the conversation, in discussing. He says recording cops is. I guess you do have to see a little bit more
On the itinerary, it's doing criminal speed, which is a thing here in Arizona. Anything 20 over. So I was in a 45 doing 65, and that 45 turned to a 35, which I did not see because honestly I just wasn't paying attention. And I cut the cameras because I don't know, I feel like it's kind of douchey to record cops for content.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. What did you say? I just want to run this back real quick and hear what he said here.
Honestly, I just wasn't paying attention. And I cut the cameras because I don't know, I feel like it's kind of douchey to record cops for content. It's a pullover. It happens, it sucks. I'm happy that he wrote me 10 over.
He wrote him 10 over. What did he say? What was the conversation?
It is discretionary.
So there's the date of the incident, 5/19/2023, 5:36. So we could probably track down and see if there's a body cam on that at 5:36 p.m., 5/15/2023. Definitely. But he said he was doing, he said it was a 35, but it says posted 45, and he said approximately 55. Put a plus symbol there, but he just put 55 approximately. So he 65 plus. I mean, what's that up there? This is ambiguous. It is 65 out. The undersigned certifies that 65. Doesn't really make any sense to me.
And the moral of the story here for people who hate police officers is that
we don't hate police. I don't hate all of them. I hate the bad ones, and I hate the policies, procedures, and protocols.
Remember, a lot of this stuff is discretionary, and if you act like an idiot, there's a good chance.
But what kind of brass ring kissing did you do, bro? Just curious. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, what did you say? I mean, what were your words to him?
That you don't get out of things. So I didn't get out of it, but I got less of it.
All right, so let's wrap this up. Again, I knew, plain and simple, I was caught speeding and I had a problem. Now, the reason why I decided to just show this entire interaction is because if you are an officer who's watching this, or you are just a regular citizen who's watching it, I think there's a lot to be learned about how some of these things kind of transpire. You see, this all took place. I mean, I woke up and 45 minutes later, I was being told I was being arrested. So not how I planned my morning to go, but the actual interaction from the time that I hit the public street to was told I was being arrested was 2 minutes. Obviously, this was not something where I was out ripping around trying to be a hooligan. I was just getting my whole setup ready to rock and roll. You know, you get on the road, start trying to fine tune the level of heat you want out of your heated gear, get the visor set up, get the windshield where you want it. In the middle of nowhere where there's no traffic, it was not unsafe to do it in that moment. I could see people like, oh, you were fiddling around with everything and weren't focusing on riding. But again, in the middle of nowhere, nobody on the road. So what really rubs me the wrong way with this whole interaction, and I understand that it is a very nuanced thing, but I did not.
Yeah, we do have to go through it. I mean, I watched this, obviously. If I commented on his video, I watched the whole thing. So
with this whole interaction, and I understand that it is a very nuanced thing, but I did not like the intimidation tactic. Now, first and foremost, when he first stopped me and he said, means you're under arrest, like I kind of heard him, but I had earplugs in my ears, which is part of riding a motorcycle. And I was like, did I hear him right? I don't know. And then he told me to go pull off the side of the road. But when I watched the footage back, it was not necessarily an attempt, in my opinion, to teach me a lesson. It was an attempt to, or a deploying of an intimidation tactic. Like, I am the law, you're under arrest. And it came off to me as kind of gross, to be totally honest with you.
there's your whole video, brother. There's your whole, that should be your whole video. You know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't have turned the cameras off, in my opinion. And I teach people day in and day out. And I want to get into the comments. If you guys want to go to his video and watch the whole thing, but I do have a few videos I want to cover tonight. So I vehemently disagree with turning your camera off when there's police in front of you. As a matter of fact, the trifold that I sell, the Fifth Amendment cop card that I sell, it says right here, the very first step you do on everything is you turn the camera on and you start filming. So, and I teach this because there's not one or two videos on the internet. There's thousands of videos on the internet of the police absolutely destroying somebody. And that is what we're all up against. That is what we're all up against. That's the reason why so many people come here, and guys like Mikey are here, and Dan Hanlon is here, because they're so passionate. That's why Jennifer Harrell is here. That's why James Forbes is here. So, again, don't in any way, shape, or form be mean to this guy. He's put himself out there. He's a genuinely nice guy if you watch a couple of his other videos. But this is what we're up against. You have somebody in your family who's just like him. You have to teach that person. If you guys want to get into the comments of what I said and what he said, you guys can do that. I dropped the link for the video, and he had some replies with me, and you can find them on there. I think if I go into anything, I don't want anybody in any way, shape, or form. Whoops, I put thumbs down on the video. Sorry, bro. I'll give you a thumbs up. Okay. You shared your life, and I think it's important to, he has a perspective that we are fighting against, that we are definitely fighting against. So let me do Witch on Fire's videos, because I know Witch on Fire is in a different time zone than I am. And so I want to do these videos first. But I mean, let me do a final thought here to Gears and Gadgets. With all due respect, don't ever turn your camera off when you are being charged with a crime by police. It is profoundly naive to believe that a police officer will not abuse you or cheat you. Now, we don't know what you said or did with that police officer to get him to write you for 10 over, because he started off with, and then you told the truth finally, that the intimidation factor made you feel weak. So, you thought the intimidation factor made you feel gross. So, there it is. I just, look, is Press with Ranker here? I think Press with Ranker sentencing is coming up on September 24th. So, yep, I think that's coming up on September 24th, which is September 24th is on Tuesday. So Press with Ranker will be sentenced in Michigan on Tuesday. Wish you the best, Garrett. I really do. I hope that things work out for you, bro. I really do. So with that being said, Maddie, what is going on? Good to see everybody. BZ Watchdog, what is going on? Yeah, if there was anybody in Michigan, I think Big Mike Audits is up there. He should definitely make sure that he gets to that courtroom for the sentencing of Press with Ranker, for sure. We should always know when people are being persecuted and prosecuted for filming police. And we have to come together enough that we can protect one another as First Amendment auditors. So we got to get there sooner or later. Hope it's sooner.
Hot in Orange County that turned deadly. It began with an attempted traffic stop that led to a chase, fiery crash, and foot pursuit. In the end, police opened fire on that suspect, killing him. Eyewitness News reporter Marcus Solis, live in Central Valley.
Happy
Marcus?
birthday, Jeff. So you got to pay really close attention here, okay? Because I got this from Witch on Fire, and it says cops end man's pain. Obviously, this is something I ripped from the internet, and that's what I titled it. You can figure out what that title right there means. But there's a very specific reason why I'm showing you this, and I want you to pay very close attention to the images that you're going to be shown, and then match up the images that they're showing you with what they say. And that's the reason why when I saw this, I said, wait a minute, I saw an image, and then the report after that was something completely different than the image that I saw. So pay very close attention.
Indeed, Sandra, a violent end to a manhunt that went on for some 8 hours today as state police and local law enforcement scouring residential areas, wooded areas near the New York State Thruway for, again, hours until they located that suspect. This all began around 6 o'clock this morning when police tried to pull over a stolen car on the northbound New York State Thruway by exit 16. This is the Woodbury Common exit in Harriman. The suspect sideswiped the tractor trailer, then crashed into the median and fled on foot. Police shortly after that put out an alert and a photo for the man identified as Ali to warn them that the armed and dangerous fugitive was in the area.
Okay, there's an armed and dangerous fugitive in the area. So they have a tank out there. Okay.
The 28-year-old wanted for a number of violent felonies.
Okay. See the image right there?
In New York City. State police and local law enforcement.
Do you see that image right there? When you're surrendering, giving up, you put your hands on your head and that's
began scouring the area near Central Valley, and at one point an image was captured by a trail camera. Violent felony valley.
There's
at one point an image. The local law enforcement began scouring the area.
For the love of God, it won't pause. There's the image caught by the trail camera. Someone, you know how you mount trail cameras? Everybody mounted a trail camera before. You can mount a trail camera almost anywhere you want, and it keeps track of wildlife that walks by. It's by motion detector. So this is a trail cam, and that's the image that the trail cam took the picture of him like this in a full surrender.
Near Central Valley, and at one point an image was captured by a trail camera showing the suspect in the woods without shoes. Finally, after 4 o'clock, that suspect was located in the woods. A member of the state police opening fire, shooting and killing the suspect.
Well, hold on a minute. Open fire. Wait a second. What's that right there? Why would you open fire? He looks like he completely and utterly given up. What do you mean? I'm so confused here.
Member of the state police opening fire.
Why though? He was surrendering. I don't understand.
Shooting and killing the suspect. For residents, a violent end to what was a tense afternoon.
Well, the helicopters would have been.
So, I mean, that's it. That's the whole thing right there. That's the entire thing. You show us a picture of him surrendering, and then you tell us that a member of one of the police squads that was there, because it looked like there was multiple, shoots and kills the man, but we saw a picture of him with his hands up on top of his head. What is an intelligent person to think? Here's an image that a trail camera caught of him, and he's got his hands up above his head. There. And so then the next thing you tell me is that a cop shot him dead. Well, if you want me to turn off my brain and pretend like I'm stupid, then I'm going to pretend as though that doesn't look like a guy surrendering, because that's what it looks like to me. And so that means what it sounds like to me is that he was murdered. And what I know will happen next is the police will investigate the police. And they will find no wrongdoing. I mean, the guy's dead. You get it, right? Like he's dead. He that's it. Whatever they accused him of, whatever they said he did, and remember, his name was Mohammed. So what do you care? You know what I'm saying? It was just another Mohammed, right? You see what I'm saying? Like it all pisses it all
Medical call for
it all ticks me off. Knowing the whole cycle, knowing exactly how the whole thing works. That they can kill this guy, say the media will report what a violent history he had, and then when we see a picture of him in full surrender, they cap him. And then we are to believe a story written in a report when we know that the other cops will lie for other cops and there's no third party investigation. It's just so unbelievably. Oh, Witch on Fire. God bless you, hon. I will have Team DLZ open soon. I will have Team DLZ open soon. I'll have a website called Team DLZ because I don't trust the social media companies. God bless you, Witch on Fire. Thanks for the donation. I appreciate it.
a seizure ended with a man dead. Family says they witnessed him go limp as at least one officer held him down.
Crushed him.
And now they're demanding answers and justice.
WGN's Jenna Barnes is here now with.
And now they're demanding
At least when they put a hashtag on this one, because there's so many hashtags, so many hashtag Anthony Allegrinis, so many hashtag James Green, so many hashtags. There's just so many hashtags. At least with this hashtag here, his name Riker is a unique name with a unique spelling, and hopefully more people will be able to find him easily because you can't find anybody who's been killed by the police because there's too many hashtags.
Answers and justice.
WGN's Jenna Barnes is here now with the latest. Jenna?
Ray and Micah, the family has retained attorneys to hopefully get those answers. They say Riker Earl begged for his life and shouted that he couldn't breathe, alleging deputies held him down for more than 15 minutes.
United in their grief, family and friends gathered in Northwest Indiana Tuesday evening as they prepare to lay to rest father of two, 26-year-old Riker Earl.
We shouldn't be here today. That's all I have to say. We should not be here today.
Their handwritten push for answers, for justice on display in the church parking lot.
I had witnessed him begging for his life.
Justice on display in the church parking lot.
I had witnessed him begging for his life.
I mean,
Earl's aunt, Miracle Galinsky, was in the room September 8th when she says Jasper County Sheriff's officers pinned Earl face down on the floor for 15 minutes as he shouted he couldn't breathe.
He was face down in the pillow with handcuffs behind his back. There was an officer on the upper part of the backside of his body.
Police were called.
Cops put weight on man, upper left-hand corner. They crushed him. And this we've seen this recurring story. We've seen the recurring story since Eric Garner. That's how long we've seen this story where cops crush people and kill them. And then they'll write down in the report that it's excited delirium. Excited delirium isn't anything. It's made up garbage. It's medical nonsense. But that's what they'll do. And look, I mean, how many times do the police officers in the world, how many times do you have to see a video where someone gets crushed and dies before you change the policy of crushing people? Whoa, holy goodness. Change the policy of crushing people. Change the policy of everybody sticks a hand, an elbow, or a knee in someone's back, kidneys, butt, calf, arm. Change the policy of crushing people. I mean, hold on a minute. Wait a minute. Whoa. Yeah. Oh, no. Yes. I just don't like, it's uncomfortable. It's physically uncomfortable. It's extraordinarily uncomfortable. It's horrible feeling it, talking about it. It's terrible all the way around. So I've wanted to cover this video right here for the last. So I mean, like, look, if you want me to finish on the other video here, we can.
There, along with emergency medical technicians, to help Earl. He was prone to seizures and for the second time that day needed medical assistance for seizures. The family says some of the same EMTs responded that second time when his grandmother called 911.
And she's the one who has reported that he, in trying to put on his shorts to go to the hospital, fell over and bumped into either a police officer or one of the first responders, and that seemed to trigger a change in their behavior to treating him like a criminal at that point instead of a patient.
I had actually bent down next to him and I just told myself, Sissy's here. It'll be okay, Riker. It'll be okay. Sissy's here.
No, it's not going to be okay. We got to stop crushing people.
And then he went limp. And I was just begging and pleading. He's blue. He's blue. Like, he's blue. You can tell he's blue. Do something, take his pulse.
Earl's aunt says when first responders did take his pulse, there wasn't one. Earl was taken to the hospital where the family says tests confirmed he had no brain activity. He was removed from life support on September 10th.
The only thing I really have right now is anger.
The sheriff's office statement from 2 days later makes no mention of the alleged circumstances of Earl's death. It reads that on September 8th, officers responded to a medical 911 call from a residence. And on September 10th, the office was informed the patient had passed away.
Yeah, the dangers of prone restraint have been known.
No, but hold on. Read it here. On September 8th, 2024 at approximately 8:35, Jasper County sheriffs responded to a 911 medical call from a residence 4 miles southwest of DeMonte, Indiana. Keener Township EMS arrived on the scene and promptly requested assistance from fire department and sheriffs. On September 10th, 2024, the sheriff office was informed the patient had died. The Lake County Coroner's Office will complete their investigation. So the Lake County Coroner's Office will, and notify the family accordingly. The Jasper Sheriff's Office has requested that the Indiana State Police investigate the incident. Well, let me just jump in here real fast and explain to the cops. You saying that you're going to investigate yourself with more cops does not win over the public trust at all whatsoever in any way, shape, or form. Put a 1 in the chat if you don't trust cops investigating cops. I just want to see how many people here. Put a 2 in the chat if you trust cops investigating cops. Just everybody. Just put it. It would be a 1 for me. I don't trust cops investigating cops. It's so unbelievable. It's so ridiculously outlandish that you would have cops investigate cops. You guys heard the phone call I had the other day with the cop, and she said only cops can investigate cops because they're the only ones who are going to understand. And that was just so unbelievable.
The office was informed the patient had passed away.
Yeah, the dangers of prone restraint have been known for years to law enforcement.
He said the dangers of prone restraint.
Everybody in the public has known about them since the George Floyd case in May of 2020.
George Floyd case, but no, it was actually the Eric Garner case. Well, we can go back case after case after case.
The family's retained lawyer Stephen Wagner and National Civil Rights Attorney Ben Crump to investigate what happened. They're zeroing in on the actions of the officers and the EMTs.
Riker was at risk for so many different reasons. He just had a seizure. He was a large man. He was handcuffed behind his back, face down. They knew that he had asthma and his face is in a pillow. And on top of all that, they gave him 3 rounds of sedatives.
He didn't deserve this. He did not deserve this.
We have requested body camera video of the incident. As for how Earl died, the coroner has not yet released the preliminary cause of death in this case. Indiana State Police are now investigating at the request of the sheriff's office. Ray and Micah.
All right, Jenna Barnes, thanks so much.
All from a resident.
I'm so sorry. Was I muted the whole time? I hope I didn't. Did I fix it? The audio's fixed. That is absolutely devastating. That is absolutely devastating when you get muted and you don't know you're muted and you're talking along because you feel like such a moron that you just sat there and talked and you were telling this story and blah, blah. No, but what I'm saying is Jasper County Sheriff's Department. Tomorrow morning, I'm doing another live stream. I'm going to call Jasper County Sheriff's Department tomorrow morning. Put a one in the chat if you can meet me in the morning, and I'm gonna call Jasper County Sheriff's Office tomorrow morning. So we get it. So you know how I always tell you guys, how many times have you guys heard me say it? You guys have heard me tell you to make sure that you have your license, registration, and your proof of insurance. This is the big one. This one right here is the big one, the proof of insurance. Everybody has their proof of insurance where? Where's the proof of insurance? Where's it at? It's on your phone, right? Put a one in the chat if your proof of insurance is on your phone and you know better. You know I've taught you to get it laminated and printed out in a laminated fold with a copy of your registration and a photocopy of your driver's license. Put a one in the chat if your insurance card is in your phone. Okay. So this next video is going to make you really decide if you want to give your phone to that copper. If you give the phone to the copper, ooh,
this really happened.
Ooh, this is a good one. I mean, this reporter, she's I feel like she's new. She's just getting herself going. A lot of ums and stuff but she gave her phone to a copper. She gave her phone to a cop.
How are you doing since everything?
I don't know how to really describe it necessarily. I feel like I have a lot of emotions towards everything. I've been having a lot of anxiety attacks. So it's just been kind of hard to process fully everything with it happening in a short period of time.
Wow. And do we know your age? Are you
24.
Okay.
I'll cover that when you come back with the report. Utah Cop Watch, when you come back with the report, I'll cover it for sure, 100%. Good luck, Utah Defender.
Okay, 24. And excuse me, I guess let's just start, if you're comfortable with it, walking me through from that day back in February during the traffic stop.
Yeah, so I was driving to a studio when I got pulled over in Florissant. I was on the phone with my mom at the time when I did get pulled over. The cop kind of came out of nowhere.
The cop came out of nowhere.
Pulled over in a car wash, and he came up to my vehicle, asked me where I was going. I gave him where I was going, and he asked me for my ID and insurance. And at the time, my insurance was on my phone through my app. I didn't have a paper insurance card.
Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Let's listen to this again.
Where I was going, and he asked me for my ID and insurance. And at the time, my insurance was on my phone through my app. I didn't have a paper insurance card. And he asked me to hang up the phone with my mom, which I did. I get really bad anxiety when I get pulled over because nobody likes to get pulled over.
Well, I mean, a couple of big truths are shining through here. That sure, her insurance is on her app and no one likes to get pulled over. It's the most miserable experience ever.
I hung up the phone and I showed him the insurance on my phone, and he told me he needed to take my phone back to his vehicle to run my insurance. He had my phone for...
I'm sorry. Hold on a minute.
I hung up the phone.
Got to hang up the phone with your mom. Red flag number one.
And I showed him the insurance on my phone, and he told me he needed to take my phone back to his vehicle.
You got to take my phone back to your cop car back there? I don't know, man. I don't think I'm going to agree to that. I'm not going to give you my property.
To run my insurance. He had my phone for 10 minutes when I noticed my Bluetooth disconnected from my vehicle. at the time, I just thought it was the distance between the cars, maybe. That's why it disconnected. And then he returned my phone and my ID and told me to have my significant other fix my back tail light. That's what I got pulled over, was my back tail light was out.
Her back tail light was out. What's the moral of the story here? What's the moral of the story? What did you learn from this? Can someone tell me what you learned from this? I'm just curious. Put in the comment section real quick. What did you learn from this? I just want to know. I just want to see if you guys learned the same thing I've been teaching since I've been on YouTube, since I've been on TikTok, since I've been on social media. What did we learn? That you have to have the proof of your insurance printed out. It should go inside of your trifold. It should go inside your trifold. A copy of your license, your current insurance, and my registration is a California registration. It's too big to go inside of a laminated sheet. It goes right inside my trifold with a copy of my license and my insurance. You should have it all put together. You should have it all put together. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Remember, most cops are good. Okay. So you could give most cops your phone, right? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
How did he know you had a significant other?
At the time, I thought maybe it was like my phone screen because it was a picture of me and my husband. Maybe he saw that because he returned my phone back to me locked. So maybe it was that, but I didn't really, it was like a red flag, but like at the time I was just like, okay, like I didn't get a ticket, like, and I went about.
At the time it was a red flag.
About my day. And I did note it to like my mom. I called my mom right after I got pulled over and she was like, it was just so weird that he made you hang up the phone. Like I've never, usually like they don't care when you get pulled over. It's a safety thing for you. And that he took my phone back to the vehicle, which was very weird. And then I told my husband about it and he was like, yeah, that's odd.
I mean, I hate to listen to this drizzle twice, but listen to how she's so willing to acquiesce away her rights. Listen to the steps that she allows to be perpetuated before her, and she never once objects. Just listen to her exact words and how she says them.
About my day. And I was just like, okay, like I didn't get a ticket, like, and I went about my day. And I did note it to like my mom. I called my mom right after I got pulled over and she was like, it was just so weird that he made you hang up the phone. Like I've never, usually like they don't care when you get pulled over. It's a safety thing for you. And that he took my phone back to the vehicle, which was very weird. And then I told my husband about it and he was like, yeah, that's odd.
Did you have your ring on?
And I was helpless. He first made me hang up the phone with my mom, which I thought was weird because that's a safety thing for me. And then he just took my phone back to his car. Where was the objection? Where was the no, I'm not. I'm going to keep my mom on the phone. I can still look because everybody knows you can still look up your insurance card. You can still look up your insurance card and I can be on the phone at the same time. Everybody knows that. So I'm not going to hang up with my mom, officer. Mr. Police Officer. I mean, you are not a helpless baby. Grow a spine. Tell the cop, no, I'm not hanging up the phone with my mom. I'm going to get you the insurance card. And then everything I have to provide by law has been provided. Everything I need to provide is in the slip below. I guess these are stacked up on top of each other. There, right there. Everything I need to provide by law is in the slip below. That's how you do it. That's exactly how you do it. But what's the first step? Team DLZ, you got to have the proof of your insurance on a laminated card. I can't do this part for you. I can't do it for you. Maybe I can. A buddy of mine proposed to me an idea. I'm thinking about it.
My ring.
Your wedding ring?
Yeah, I did.
So he could have maybe have known then.
Maybe, yeah, if he was looking at my hands, but it could have been that.
Looking back at it, did you besides a few weird things that he took your phone back, right? And that your Bluetooth disconnected, did you think anything other?
No, I had no idea that he went through my messages until the FBI came and told me. They knocked on my door when I was at work, and I had a full-on panic attack because I was like, why is the FBI looking for me? And then they told me that they needed to meet with me in person to go over some documentation from a traffic stop that happened in February. That happened on a Friday, and I met with them the Monday after, and then that's when they showed me my pictures, my nudes blown up on big pieces of paper, and that the officer took.
I'm sorry. Hold on a minute. Let me redigest this real quick. What'd she just say real quick here? Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute, everybody. Listen careful.
And I met with them the Monday after, and then
I met with the 2 FBI agents who are both men.
that's when they showed me my pictures, my nudes blown up on big pieces of paper, and
My nudes blown up. So here's, put a 1 in the chat if you don't trust the FBI. And I mean, I'm just curious how many people don't trust the FBI. It's an interesting question. So a crime is perpetuated against you where a cop has stolen pictures of you naked and disseminated them to other people. And then the way that the FBI wants to approach you as the victim of this wrongdoing. It's just wrongdoing. Chevy, it's just wrong. Chevy, it's just wrongdoing. The FBI is investigating, but the investigation by the FBI is going to bear the fruit of no wrongdoing. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to give you the outcome, but no wrongdoing.
that the officer took them from me during my traffic violation. Yeah.
What was going through your head?
I have 2 young children, so first my safety. With me meeting with the FBI, I kind of got concerned, like who knew.
Her safety, meeting with the FBI. She's afraid for her safety because she has 2 kids.
With me meeting with the FBI, I kind of got concerned, like who knew. Did I have to worry about the officer coming after me for meeting with them? Like, I just that was the first thing that came to my mind. And then embarrassment, having 2 FBI agents have my pictures blown up on a big piece of paper. It was very embarrassing.
Yeah, that's pretty weird. That's pretty weird. I mean, especially you wouldn't put them in an envelope or like a big manila envelope and say, hey, look, these are evidence. We do have to show you the evidence. But instead of us giving them to you, here's some naked pictures of yourself. Maybe they go in a manila envelope and say, these are the sensitive pictures that the police officer stole from your phone and why we're investigating him for felonious crimes against you. So they're inside this manila envelope if you care to look at them, right? But they just walk up and give her nude pictures of herself. I mean, where is the tact? Where's the tact? I don't get it. Chevy, what's up, Playboy? Oh, if you can't, I mean, listen, I'm not sure if you guys noticed or not, but I want to live. I want to live, and I don't want to stress myself out to the point where I give myself a stroke or a heart attack. My blood pressure is 126 over 84. My blood pressure is right back down to a healthy level. So I know. I remember I sat in that freaking dungeon for 4 months unjustly. My conviction was overturned. So I understand some things. I had a lot of time to sit and think. And we have got to get me elected to office because nobody's going to change this system. I'm going to create some media and show some things that will make a lot of people think. However, I think the only way it's actually going to change is if I get in office. I don't think anybody else will do it. I don't think any other person, Republican or Democrat, is going to go, yeah, I think I want to give police less power. I want to change the policing system. So I have to change a little bit to become elected. I have to make sure that I use the nomenclature that won't offend someone who would be a voter. It's horrible. It's horrible. Because the worst thing in the world to me is someone who's offended. I'm offended. Really? Whoa. There's a shocker. I don't want to be offended. And so I think it's just the silliest thing ever. But I don't think we have a choice. I think that we have to morph.
I cried after. And yeah, it's just really embarrassing because the pictures weren't supposed to be for him to see. It was for my husband.
What did the FBI tell you? What did you learn that when you didn't really think, maybe other than that was a little weird traffic stop?
Oh, you know what's important about that? You know what's important about that, Daryl? What Daryl just said, you see this? The officer's identity has not been revealed by the department. That doesn't send out, if they don't release the information, if they don't say his name is Donald Johnson, which is a very vanilla name, but they say Donald Johnson stole this woman's pictures, then every other woman that he pulled over where he said, I got to take your phone, they could be alerted in their mind to, oh man, I remember that cop, he pulled me over. The cops not releasing the felonious creep's name is a big problem. It's a big problem for women. Women should have a real problem with this because, as you guys know, sexual predators are compulsive. They can't stop themselves. And if you're stealing a woman's picture or stealing her naked pictures, you are a compulsive sexual predator. And that means that the copper who did this, who they're not releasing the name, he has done this to other people. Not just the ones, he may have old phones or other phones that the FBI doesn't have. So, I mean, you really got to go after it and release his name.
What were you all told?
So the FBI didn't really give full description of what happened. When I got into the vehicle with them, they asked me to describe my traffic stop, which I did. They asked me to describe the appearance of the officer, if I had a name. I didn't have a name because I didn't get a ticket and I didn't think to remember his name at the time. I gave an appearance of the officer, and then that's when they showed me my pictures and told me that I would get a letter in the mail with victim resources, and that would be able to like get therapy or something like that. And that was pretty much it.
So nobody explicitly said this officer stole your...
They didn't necessarily say he took it. They just said this is what they found and this was the evidence, and that's why I was a victim of a crime.
Wow. And then that's whenever you learned later on that he had to have gone through your messages with your husband.
When I was sitting with the FBI, the pictures that they showed me, they asked me to identify if it was me, and I identified that it was me. And I started thinking, I'm like, the pictures he took are from years ago. So he was very far deep into my messages with my husband to get the pictures that he took. They were from like 2022. And he had to see a whole bunch of other stuff to even get to those pictures. Pictures of my husband, more recent pictures of me. The pictures that he took were from 2022.
Did he take pictures of just you or you and your husband?
So she's 24 now. He took pictures of her from when she was posing naked for her husband when she was 22 years old.
So it was just my pictures that the FBI showed me. I don't know necessarily if they had pictures of my husband. They didn't disclose that with me. They just showed me my pictures and had me identify myself.
But you think he could have gone through?
He saw them. He saw them, most definitely.
He saw what?
The pictures of my husband and me and my children. So it was a lot.
I mean, how violated did that make you feel?
Very. It's embarrassing. It's sickening. It's my husband feels the same way. It's just the thought of like an officer seeing, or someone that's not supposed to see your body that sees your body. It's not a good feeling. It makes you feel kind of disgusting.
And you never gave consent to this. So that
Okay, so the reporter's going to sit here and kind of, drag out the, and try to really get the emotional toll of what happened to the woman. And there is, I'm not downgrading that. I think you guys get the point of it here. So you have got to make sure that you get your proof of registration printed out. Print it out and get it, put it in a trifold. Put a 1 in the chat if you have a trifold. Listen, I lowered the price of the trifold to $12. They're $12. Started off at 30, and I've just been, supply and demand. So I've just lowered the price and lowered the price and lowered the price. And now I'm down to $12. Each trifold comes with a tracking number now. Every single one of them. Cop cards or trifold, it's sent priority mail, and you get a tracking number for every single order. So orders that went out last Thursday or Friday, if you haven't got it by now, you'll get it by Monday or Tuesday. I have a tracking number for every single order now. It is beautiful. It is beautiful. Lowered it down. So, but the trifold works great when you invoke your Fifth Amendment right and you follow by the camera, but it works really good when you have everything put together. When you got everything put together, that's how it works really good. All right. So cool. I'll stop ragging on, but you know, it's, you know, you gotta get there with me. You got to get there with me. If you don't, then, oh, I got to show you guys this. This is just the irony of what the state does to people is just so unbelievable. I'm going to open this big for you so you guys can take a look at it, but this is just unbelievable. NYPD overtime in pay went from $4 million to $155 million. That is just, it is unbelievable. That is completely and utterly. And how much money are they saving? What are they, what's the good part of that? I mean, what are they doing that's making the world safer? Just unbelievable. We're living in dystopia. I want to show you this video of these Brooklyn cops beating this guy up, but I'm just so tired of YouTube killing my channel. I'm just so tired of it.
Hi, mate. Engine off for us, mate. So I'll be recording you as well, fella.
It's all right, mate.
I'll be recording you, well, fella.
Right, your car?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's your name?
What's up? What for?
Because I need to speak to you about the speed at which you were travelling down that road, mate. Which
What speed was that?
Well, I don't know, but it was well in excess of the speed limit.
It was 30.
Well,
I guarantee
it
you.
wasn't because.
Did you hear the cop say, well, I don't know, but it was in excess of 30.
Well, I don't know, but it was well in
I don't know what your speed was.
excess of the speed limit.
It was 30.
Well, it wasn't because had you been travelling at 30, out of all the other cars that have passed tonight that are legitimately travelling at the speed limit, yours is the only one that's caused my attention due to the speed in which it was travelling at. Okay, so I need to confirm who you are. So I need your details because you're driving a motor vehicle on a road, which gives me a power to stop you.
Oh God! Oh.
Check you are who you say you are, and you are insured and registered to drive this vehicle. Okay.
Can I ask what crime I've committed, please?
You don't need to have committed a crime.
Are you going to introduce yourself first?
You don't need to have committed a crime, Jiminy, man.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm Sergeant Martin Toombs, 2515 from Nottinghamshire Police's Tactical Support Group.
Yep.
Okay. You don't have to have committed a crime. You are driving a motor vehicle on a road.
So am I under arrest?
No.
Am I being detained?
No.
So I'm free to leave?
No, you're not free to leave at the moment.
Well, you're
not under arrest, okay? But you're not going anywhere at the moment until you provide your details, because at the moment I need to clarify who you are. The Road Traffic Act gives me a power to stop any motor vehicle on the road, to stop and make sure that it's insured.
What if I told you that I'm not insured?
Then I'd deal with you.
I'm not. What if I was not involved in that corporation?
What do you mean not involved in that corporation?
To have a driving license or to be insured is to be employed. This is my private conveyance. I'm traveling at free will.
What on earth are you going on about?
The idea that he would be traveling freely, the idea that he would want to travel down the road, not hurting anybody else, and wouldn't want to be harassed by the police. Could you only imagine that? Could you just picture it for a moment? You're not hurting anybody else. Cop doesn't get a radar of you anyway, saying that you're speeding. He's just going to say that he thinks you were going faster than other people. And now, could you just imagine not being bothered unless you were actually a problem for other people? Could you imagine that? I can see the day.
The Road Traffic Act in England.
Have I committed a crime?
The Road Traffic Act states
that
to drive a motor vehicle on a road.
2515. What crime have I committed, please?
I haven't said you've committed a crime.
So what are you stopping for?
Because you have been stopped because you are driving a motor vehicle.
Have you got proof?
On a road. Yeah. You're on my dash cam driving this vehicle.
Right. Get the speed limit up. I was on 30 miles an hour.
Right.
I don't break the law for no reason.
The reason I've had cause to stop and speak to you is because, in my opinion, you are travelling in excess of the speed limit. Okay? The fact that
there's another one outside the door. I mean, and just look, I mean, I'm showing you this because Just look at what arguing does. Just look at what this isn't even in America. Just look what arguing does. You see the red pole behind him. We don't have anything like that really here. It's a weird looking thing.
A dash cam driving this vehicle.
Right. Get the speed limit up. I was on 30 miles an hour.
And they're bickering back and forth, and it's not going to do you one damn bit of good. Not one single bit of good. You can sit and bicker back and forth with that cop all day long. It's not going to do you any good. Either you're kissing the brass ring so the cop doesn't arrest you and you're scared, or you're pleading the Fifth Amendment in America. If you have your license, registration, proof of insurance put together, then you are invoking your Fifth Amendment right, like on the trifold. If you don't have your stuff together, then you are kissing the brass ring and explaining to the cop why you don't have a copy of your insurance card or why your registration is out, and you're behind the 8 ball. It's one or the other, but you can see what arguing back and forth leads to in any country ever with cops.
I don't break the law for no reason.
The reason I've had cause to stop and speak to you is because, in my opinion...
Oh, by the way, William, that's not true. I just don't want you to send links to DLZ clips. I only want links that delete laws.
You are travelling in excess of the speed limit, okay? The fact that I've had, the fact that I've
Can
stopped
I have
you
your
is
details,
irrelevant.
please? Because you're walking around my car unidentified. I don't know who you are.
It does,
Of course it does.
You're dealing with me and I've identified
What's your number, mate?
myself.
Hey?
What's your number?
Fine, 3825.
PC who?
Jasper.
All right. And you're all under oath today, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which oath?
Hey?
Which oath?
Yeah,
We swear an oath to the Queen. Okay.
Yeah, which
They
oath?
swear an oath to the Queen.
Which oath are you under today?
The oath that we swore.
Which oath are you under
It's
today?
the oath that we swore to the Queen.
Okay.
And I'm not.
To the Queen. They swear an oath to a queen.
You know,
and you're all under the same oath,
No,
yeah?
I can't repeat it to you because I read it out on a piece of paper.
So you can't remember it?
I can't repeat the,
So you're
the
not under
exact
oath?
wording of the oath. No, I read it out
Am
on a
I
piece
being
of paper
detained?
21 years
Am
ago.
I being detained?
Yes, until you give me your name and address.
I've not committed a crime.
You don't have to. You are committing an offence under the Road Traffic Act.
I've not committed a crime.
You're not. You are committing
I'm not
an
going
offence
anywhere,
under the Road Traffic Act by not providing your name and details. So at
What
the
cri-
moment,
what crime?
At the moment, I
There's no
cannot
victim,
confirm.
mate. There's
at
no
the moment,
victim.
I can't confirm that
There's
you
no
are
proof.
insured to drive this
Go
vehicle.
check it then, mate.
Nor, well, I need to know who you are to see if you're the
Don't
person that's
damage
named
my
on the
private
insurance.
conveyance, please.
Say again.
Don't damage my private
I didn't
conveyance.
damage your private conveyance.
Yes, you did. You're on camera. It
Would-
made a sound. Don't touch the glass.
where
Don't
is the
touch me.
damage?
Fucking. Can
Where-
you get off your?
right.
Can you get off?
Don't swear at me.
Can you get off my vehicle, please?
Don't swear at me.
Thank you. Well,
You just swore
You've
at me.
blocked me in, and
Yes,
you've
I
just
have.
told.
Did you see that? He tells him to get his arm off his car and watch what the cop does. That's why we're watching this, is because this is the difference of another country.
My vehicle, please.
Don't swear at me.
Thank you.
He gets his arm off the car. Would that happen in America?
Well,
You just swore
You've
at me.
blocked me in, and
Yes,
you've
I
just
have.
told me. Let me speak. You've just told me I've not committed a crime. There's no proof I was doing 30 mile an hour or more. I was doing 30 on the dot.
Right, but you're
I
losing.
seen you
You're,
turn around.
you're losing track
Are
of
you
the
bored?
point.
You must
You're
be bored,
losing
aren't
track
you?
of
The
the
lot of you.
point. The
What's
law
your number,
states-
Doc?
The law states.
3267.
The law states that I have a power
I
to
don't
stop
stand under
any,
your law, mate.
Any of the
I
motor
don't stand
vehicle.
under your law.
Right.
I do not understand.
If you cannot
I do not
prove
understand.
that you are
I
sure
do not
insured
understand.
to drive this
That's
vehicle,
it. Go and check it. It's your job, mate, not mine.
right? But I
You're
need
going
to
to give me
know
your
who you are.
paycheck?
I need to know who you
Fucking
are.
hell, my food's getting cold, mate.
Right.
Well, you're
I
pissing
need-
me
I
off.
need to
You've
know who you
you've
are.
boxed me in like I'm some sort of
You can't curse in England.
drug dealer.
Right. I need to know who you are to make sure that it's
Have
your
I
name.
committed a crime?
Right. I don't
And
know.
then
at the
which
moment.
crime is it?
I don't know at the moment. You
There's no freedom of speech in English in England.
could be driving otherwise than in accordance with a driving license. You could be driving without insurance. So until I can confirm that, you aren't going anywhere.
No.
So all you need to do is give me your name.
No.
Right, then I have no options but to arrest you and take you to a police
For
station.
what?
Because I can't confirm that you're insured to drive
Check
this motor
the plate,
vehicle.
mate. Come on, do your job.
When I check the
You're
plate,
going viral, you know.
that's great.
You're
when I
making a
check-
fool out of yourself.
No, I'm not. You're
You
the one
are.
that's going to be making a fool
Am I
out of
being
themselves.
detained?
Yes, you are.
Under what law?
Right, under the Road Traffic Act. All right, that gives me a power to stop any motor vehicle that's being driven on a road to make sure that the driver
I'm
has got a
travelling under
driving
my
licence.
under my free will.
Right, no,
I'm travelling.
It-
Not I'm not.
that doesn't carry any weight. The law states
course it doesn't,
states that you have a driving
Are
license.
you going to check the car, see if it's
the
insured
law
or not?
states. Well, yeah,
I mean, look. I just want you to notice the difference in the policing. Take a look. It's pretty incredible, isn't it? The cops here are so much more impatient.
Are you going to check it?
but I still can't confirm.
Well,
that
what are you
that's
doing here
without
for?
your
then?
name and address.
What are you doing here?
Because we need to know who you are.
Back up.
Hey?
Back up.
What?
Are you back up?
No, I've just drove along here and I've seen.
So what you boxed me in for then? If I wasn't detained, you told me that you first wasn't detained. Don't delete them two. Can I speak? Don't delete them two. Don't.
I can't delete
Don't
this.
delete them two things because I'm going to harness them. I want them. I want them as proof.
Right.
He's going to harness them.
You can.
No, I
You've
can't.
asked me a question,
It gets docked onto a system.
Right, okay. The reason why I boxed you in is because I've stopped,
Just
I've
run it
pulled
through for
next
me.
to you, and you've been argumentative with my sergeant. The car's
Because my
still-
food's getting cold and I want to go. I'm not being
I'm
detained.
giving you an answer. The engine was still running, okay?
Yeah.
I do not want you driving off and dragging my sergeant down the road. So the best way to prevent that is putting my car.
It's got his gear on.
You don't want you driving off and dragging my sergeant down the road?
He's got his skull and crossbone thing. He's got his muscle as fuck.
That doesn't stop you getting killed, does it?
It must be hard, eh?
Not at all.
So that's the
It's got
reason why
nothing
I
to do with
boxed
being
you in.
hard.
All right, so you're assuming, are you?
No,
Right.
I've not committed a crime, mate, and you box me in like I'm some
Chap.
sort of criminal.
We do
Chap.
it to everyone.
Look, I
Talk
know,
to me.
I know,
Talk me for a second.
I know you're just disheartened and fidgety.
I'm
Keep
not.
clicking your pen.
I'm not. I'm just bored.
I'm not. I haven't committed
Right.
a crime. Well,
I'm-
go and do a fucking job then.
No, don't swear at
So
me.
you may not have noticed, but he was clicking that pin the whole time in the background because he's getting himself all worked up.
I've got my food.
Right, and you can go home and eat it while it's warm. But all I need to do is confirm.
Well,
that
what
you've
if
got a
you
driving-
backed up and you put your lights off like a goon?
Not until I
Like-
confirm you've got a driving license and
Look at it, it's like a
insurance.
theatre out here.
Well, who's making a scene? Not us.
You, mate, with your flashing lights
Not
and your
us.
clicky pen.
Not us. All I need to do is make sure you've got a driving license and insurance.
Well, I'm not
and
going
if,
to say
and if
that
that
because
confirms,
I
right,
ain't committed a crime.
right, then you go to a police station and we'll
Under
deal
what
with it
law?
there. Right, under the Road Traffic
What
Act.
I'm with you, but because the cops don't have guns, the level of violence is reduced.
What am I arrested for?
Right, you're under Section 25 of the Police and Criminal Evidence Act. I can't confirm that you.
For what?
I
What have we
can't
done?
confirm that you have got a driving license and insurance
Why
to drive
can't you?
this vehicle.
Why can't you?
Because you won't give me your name. So
I
without
don't need
your
to give you
name,
my name.
well, you do to confirm
I haven't
who
committed a
you are.
crime.
You're driving a motor vehicle on the road.
Listen,
We
mate,
could
we're
go
going
round
around in
and round
circles
in
here.
circles.
Check
So
the
unless
plate.
you tell me
Check the
who
plate.
you are,
Check the
then
plate.
you'll be going to a police station.
No, what?
Then you'll be going to a police station.
Check
It's
the
that
plate,
simple.
mate. I'm bored.
Well, mate, we're not going anywhere. So you're worried about your food. I'm not worried about your food. All right, but I would like you to go home and eat it whilst it's warm.
What voltage are they?
All right, 50,000.
What wattage?
The threat of violence is the taser. And because the threat of violence is the taser, both men are acutely aware of what he's talking about when he says, "What's the voltage?" Men, whether I like it or not, hunters and gatherers, through evolution of time, men are acutely aware of the underlying threat of violence. It's just the way it is. So we are more likely to fight one another than a woman is. And so this moment right here, I thought was extraordinarily telling.
You to go home and eat it. What about your food?
They're talking about the food, and look how quick they talk about the violence and how both men, like Western gunslingers, are acutely aware of what the other one is addressing.
I'm not worried about your food. All right, but I would like you to go home and eat it whilst it's warm.
What voltage are they?
All right, 50,000.
What wattage?
I don't know. It just tells me it's got 50,000 volts.
Yeah, whatever
I don't know what it is.
25 minutes. Has that been counting? No, that's not the right time.
I don't know. No, that's my collar number that you asked me for. It's the same as the one
How
on my
long has that been
shoulder.
recording for now then?
Since I stopped you. Probably the same as your phone has.
I know you have to keep your car on, don't you? Because all the electric inside it goes flat because of the.
So I want to, the evolution of time for the glory of Christ. You're welcome to have your belief in Christ. I'm a recovering Catholic. I'm no longer a Catholic, but I did grow up. I was a Catholic altar boy. I now am what you would call an agnostic, where I believe in God for sure. There's something out there. I don't know what created us, but something did, right? And so through the evolution of time, is evolution right? I don't know the answer. I don't know, but I'm just a big God guy. So that's what I meant by that specifically, because I don't know if evolution's right or not. I don't know the answers. Whoa, there's a concept for you.
Battery, don't keep it going.
No, there's a leisure battery on it, so there's two batteries.
Yeah, but
on
it's
it,
running
so
now,
I'll
isn't
have
it?
to- Yeah.
You normally don't switch them off because it goes flat and it resets all the computers, isn't it?
What's that got to do with anything?
Just giving you some knowledge that I know.
I don't need any knowledge, thank
You're
you.
giving me knowledge I don't need to know, so I'm giving you knowledge that you didn't need to know.
That's absolutely fine. But unless you tell me who you are, you will be arrested. under Section 25 of the Police and Criminal Evidence Act.
Why do
because
you
I
need to?
can't confirm
You
who you
can't
are.
arrest someone for not giving you the name.
Yeah, I can.
No, you can't.
I can because you're not. I need to confirm. I can't confirm that you are licensed and insured to drive this
Well,
motor vehicle.
why don't you
on
check the
road.
plate first and see who it's registered to, and then I'll give you my name. Just so you know the car's insured, and then I'll show you my name. Even though I've got nothing on me.
Well, I need. So how do I confirm who you are?
Or follow me home and we'll see.
No, because you're not driving.
Follow me home. Follow me home. I live round the corner.
Right.
I've got my driving. I've got nothing on me. Right. Nothing. I've got no driving license.
Have you
Nothing.
ever been arrested with?
No.
Have you ever been arrested before?
No.
Right. You're making this completely.
You're blocking the road. You're making.
I mean, look at the patience. Look at the patience. Look at the patience that the police have. He's looking around trying to determine if he should follow him to his house. He surveyed the scene. He took a look around. Watch.
I got no driving license.
Have you
Nothing.
ever been arrested with?
No.
Have you ever been arrested before? Right.
Okay, he's never been arrested. Trying to figure out how far away are we.
You're making.
And then he says, "This is so hard. You're making this so difficult." But he's not ripping the window out. Like a dog. Dog's going to attack you if you don't get out and follow my commands right now. Look at the patience. Look at the difference. It's so vast. You had to see it. I had to show this to you guys.
This completely.
You're blocking the road. You're making a fool of yourself. You're making it look like a theatre.
That it doesn't need to
You're
be.
going around in circles. I've not committed a crime. You first said I wasn't detained, which we both got that on record.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you said I was detained. So how can I have committed a crime since I've been sat here?
You asked if you.
It's
asked
silly,
what,
don't you think?
What speed you were doing, and I don't know. That just.
Well, then why have you stopped me for?
The fact because I think you were doing more than what the speed limit was.
Well,
for
can
the
you
road.
prove that?
No.
Well, then what you stopped me for then?
Because I've got a power to under law.
I'm telling you.
Oh, God, that's cringeworthy. Good night, Witch on Fire. Thanks for the videos. Thanks for the super chat. This is so cringeworthy right here. And this is where American cops with guns and sticks and dogs, they do it totally, totally different. And at this point, this man would be attacked. But the words he says are just like American cops. But because they don't have tanks and artillery, then they behave a little different because they only have tasers and sticks, most of the cops there.
We're doing, and I don't know. That just.
Well, then why have you stopped me for?
The fact because I think you were doing more than what the speed limit was.
Well,
for
can
the
you
road.
prove that?
No.
Well, then what you stopped me for then?
Because I've got a power to under law.
I'm telling you, under God's gift, right? I was doing 30 miles an hour.
Well, that's your opinion. My opinion's different.
But I was doing 60.
But nevertheless, I've still got a power to stop you. I've still got a power to stop you to make sure that you've got a driving license and you're insured to drive this vehicle. So you could have been on your way eating your snap at home now.
You could have checked it now, couldn't you?
That's simple, isn't it? But the fact that the car, it might tell me that the car's got insurance. I still can't confirm whether that's
But it'll
you
tell
or
you who it's
insurance.
registered, won't it?
Yeah.
Right then.
Yeah, but we need your name, don't we?
Not first. I haven't committed a crime, mate. I don't need to give you anything. I'm not contracting with you. I don't contract with you.
Hear that pennies clicking?
You don't.
Do you hear the pennies clicking? Click, 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 click.
I don't contract with you. I don't contract with your corporation. No, you don't understand.
He doesn't believe in the driver's license over there in England.
I know you don't understand. I know you don't understand.
I think you just like attention.
No, you
All
do with your flashing lights, mate, and your clicky pen.
You want to stand here making this into something that it's not. But
when was the last time you used that?
I can stand here as
When
long
was
as
the last
you
time
need
you
me
used
to.
that?
No matter, does it?
Well, I don't know what made conversation. When was the last time you used it?
What?
Taser.
I think I've used it 3 times in 16 years.
I mean, holy crumminy. I mean, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Done to yourself?
No.
No.
Used it 3 times in 16 years.
He's used that taser 3 times in 16 years. The cops here are beating people with sticks, attacking them with dogs, cuffing them up behind their back after they tase them. It has to be changed. Our policies, procedures, and protocols here have got to be changed. This is unbelievable watching I mean, listen, who's curious what happens in the end? What do you think happens? I mean, what do you think happens in England when you don't have a driver's license and you're not going to give your insurance?
Have you had it done to yourself?
No.
No.
Because
I thought it was for training. I thought it was for training purposes.
No.
I think you meant unlike the U.S. in that statement I put on the screen right there. Unlike the United States. Unlike.
Right. Are you Tommy, are you?
I am.
Right. Have you got anything with your name on?
No.
They're just checking the niche.
Failing that, if they've got access to DVLA, if he's got a driving license, they'll be able to send us a picture.
Have you got a driving license, Tommy?
Right.
Yeah.
We just need him to get a photograph
Full
of his driving license and email it to one of us then.
I don't do email.
So again?
I don't do email.
I'm not asking him to email it to you. I'm asking him to email it to us.
Oh.
How long you been recording for now?
11 minutes.
11 minutes. You could have been halfway down your pizza by now.
Listen, mate. You're the joy of my night.
Pizza's quite nice, isn't it? It's nicer than one pizza sometimes.
Shut up. You make me laugh. All of you. Say cheese. Say cheese.
Don't like cheese.
I do that. Looks like you do.
But it's, I mean, do you feel the difference? I mean, put a 1 in the chat if you feel the difference. Do you feel the difference? They're saying things that I got the power to do this to you, so I'm doing it, right? But do you feel the difference? Those guys, while they were all jerks, they weren't hostile jerks. They weren't menacing and screaming and cursing at you. Do you see the difference? I mean, look at I'm just going to watch this back with you guys here real quick. So they're being antagonizing here and they're being condescending.
You make me laugh. All of you.
But he just seems like a big goof. Like your brother that won't let you sneak out. You know, it's like he seems like, but they don't come off menacing. They're not screaming, get out of the fucking car now, get out of I'm going to tase you, mother. And that's what we see here. This is the reason why I showed this video. I want you guys to see the difference here.
Say cheese. Say cheese.
Don't like cheese.
I do that. Looks like you do.
And that's not a look like I want to hurt you. That's not a look like I want to kill you or make you lay on your belly or treat you like a dog. It's a look like I have the power over you and I'm a condescending asshole. But it is not, I'm going to stomp a mud hole in you. I'm going to tase you and cuff you and take you to jail. That doesn't look like that's his goal. He's just,
you look well with the blue flashing lights behind you.
He's annoyed by the guy.
My colour.
Is it?
My favourite colour, blue.
I know it is, yeah.
I'll bet it is.
Let's put a camera up. It's cool, isn't it?
He wouldn't give them any identification, so they're running it off of him saying, I'm Tommy, that's my plate, I don't have any ID on me, and now they're going to do the business that they need to do without smashing his windows or hurting him.
It goes really wide.
It's what?
It goes really wide. Watch, and zooms in. Whee.
That's lovely, that, isn't it? Is that new, is it?
Hey.
To the email it, mate.
Right, we're not saying you've committed a crime.
So why am I being stopped for?
What I've said is, I don't know how many times I've said it. I know
Honestly.
I've said it a lot because I was here when I said it. All right? You are driving a motor vehicle on a road.
Private conveyance.
It is a motor vehicle.
It's a private
in the eyes
conveyance.
of the law, it is a motor
It's
vehicle.
not in the eyes of the law, is it? Because I'm not.
Yes, it
I
is.
don't register with them.
The definition of a motor vehicle, okay?
Yeah.
It's got an engine.
Is
it's got
employed.
steering.
Employed. You have to be employed. Honestly, research it. When you go home in your free time, please research
honestly,
it.
I've got better things to do.
Yeah, I
in
know
my
you
free
have.
time.
I know you have. Probably
honestly,
like to watch football. Probably drink a bit of beer.
Yeah, well, rugby actually.
Well,
I prefer rugby to football.
I'll take me after that. Rugby's better than football.
But nevertheless, I didn't say. I've never at any point said you've committed a crime.
So what am I being stopped for then?
Right.
You're going around in circles, mate. You're trying to back yourself
I'll
out.
repeat myself again.
Am I
You
still
are
being detained at the
driving-
minute?
You are driving.
Am I still being
until
detained
we
at the minute?
confirm that you've got a driving license. Yes.
All right. Under what? Under what section?
under the Road Traffic Act.
And
Okay.
what traffic
Right,
law have I
listen,
broken
listen,
if I'm
listen.
traveling at my free will?
I mean, it's annoying to you and I, right? Like that cop is willing to argue with him for so long that you and I watching it are like, it's like, like, can you just resolve the issue? I don't care which one of you wins, but neither one of them is threatening. They talked about the threat of violence, the taser, but neither one of them is threatening to hurt the other one. And there's no menacing. There's no like, the driver does not feel like he's going to get shot with that taser or beat up. They talk about it. He lets the cops know that he's acutely aware that they have a 50,000 volt taser, but there's no underlying fear of violence. He's not afraid that he's going to be beat up. It's just, April's here, everybody. Say hello. Good to see you, April. Good to see you on.
You are driving a motor vehicle on a road.
Private conveyance.
Right. This is a road.
This is my private conveyance. I'm traveling at free will.
Is a road.
I'm exercising
Okay?
my rights. I'm traveling.
I have a power to make sure that you have a driving license and you are insured. Okay. Now we know that the vehicle has got insurance. We're just trying to work out whether you've got a driving license.
Happy days.
Okay. And if you
Well,
have,
if it's insured, then why would I not be driving without a license?
well, lots of people insure vehicles that don't have driving licenses.
That's a bit silly, isn't it?
Which is a bit silly, isn't it? But nevertheless. Yeah.
Exactly.
Is it me?
Dead simple, that, Tommy.
Is it me?
And all you've just done is waste nearly 15
Come on then,
minutes
back
of
up.
your
See you
life.
later.
Okay.
Am I
So
free to go now?
What I'm going to do now is I'm going to get back in my car and I'm going to go and enjoy the rest of my day. And I hope you enjoy your pizza.
Yeah,
and
I
it's
hope
still
you
warm.
research what a private conveyance is, and I'm traveling under free will. See ya.
I'm not going to research that.
Have a good.
But do you see what I'm saying? Do you see it? Can you see it? Huh? Can you feel it? Do you feel it? It was a totally different feeling all the way around. It was a totally different thing altogether. It wasn't even close to the same. And that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about changing policy, procedure, and protocol, where you're not allowed to curse at citizens. You're not allowed to lie. Restoring dignity and honor to what has been an absolute travesty of a profession. It's sad. People who sign up to become police, I feel bad for you. Those policies, procedures, and protocols are brutal, inhumane, and barbaric. I feel bad for you that you're so weak of a person that you think this is all you can do with your whole life. You can't figure out anything else to do. Of the 10 million different kinds of things and jobs you could do, you choose to do this with these policies, procedures, and protocols. Without those, we may be able to find some respectability in security and rights protecting and upholding our civil liberties. But right now, it's something that a lot of people simply can't respect. I have a problem with it. I have a problem with it for sure.
Police body cam footage. New body cam video. Enjoy.
Listen to this one. Fly with cash, and law enforcement could take it without ever having to prove you did something wrong.
We were talking about this in the commercial break. It's happening regularly at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. Channel 2 consumer investigator Justin Gray is here now. So, Justin, it can be a long and expensive process, you found out, to get that money back, even if it's legitimately yours.
And, George, that's the wildest part of this whole thing. Not only are law enforcement agencies like DA seizing people's money at Hartsfield-Jackson without a warrant, they're keeping it. Brian Moore Jr. was flying from Atlanta to LA to shoot a music video.
I had about $8,500 on me.
Jerry Johnson was heading to Phoenix with the cash to buy a truck at auction.
It was $39,500.
Both men left the airport with their cash gone, seized by law enforcement.
It's nothing different being robbed. Somebody come up with a gun and take your money and then walk off.
This is a picture a DEA agent snapped of Brian Moore. That's him in the green hair at the gate at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport, heading to Los Angeles.
They announced we were about to start boarding, and I was approached by two women.
Moore says they asked if he was carrying guns or drugs. He wasn't. They asked about cash, which he did have.
I've never been in a situation to where I was being treated as a terrorist or a criminal.
Moore says he explained to the DA agents the money was his to pay for his music video from the sale of his grandfather's car he inherited.
They put my money in a big Ziploc bag, and they told me I was free to go. They were like, you might want to leave or you're going to miss your flight.
This is Moore's money in the Ziploc. DEA kept the money, but never mentioned anything about a crime.
Nobody ever charged you with a crime.
I was never charged.
You were never convicted of a crime.
Never convicted of a crime.
But they took your money.
They took my money.
And did not give it back.
Did not give it back.
It happens every day at airports all across the country, including right here in Atlanta.
They don't want to prosecute the person. They just want their money.
Dan Albin is an attorney at the Institute for Justice. He fought in courts for years to get open records data from Homeland Security on seizures. That data shows that here at Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson, just one agency, Customs and Border Protection, seized more than $108 million in cash from travelers between 2000 and 2016.
These law enforcement agencies get to keep the money that they seize, and they view these seizures as a source of revenue.
Jerry Johnson says he never heard from law enforcement again after they walked off with his $39,000 in cash.
So let me explain something here real quick. The way a bill becomes law is a legislator in the state writes a bill. It gets introduced into committee, and then it goes on to be voted on. Then it goes to a subcommittee, and then it goes to the floor of the House, and then it goes up to the Senate. The Senate can amend the bill and send it back to the House, or send it back to the House unamended, and then the Senate will approve it, the House will approve it, and then the governor of the state signs it into law. Now, civil asset forfeiture is a national, it's part of, I believe that civil asset forfeiture, I want to say it's part of the 1968 Omnibus Crime Bill, but I'm not exactly sure because it goes back even further. I did a video one time on it. I just can't remember all the details, but here's the point. Once a state bans civil asset forfeiture, then that creates a domino effect. The problem is you can't get one of these governors from Alaska to Hawaii to approve a bill that will make civil asset forfeiture in their state illegal, an illegal practice that can't be done. The only way that your assets should be able to be seized from you is after a jury trial. And even then, because you can't record in courtrooms, you may not get a fair shake. They may cheat you. So, but the point is that it takes a one governor of one state to get a legislator to write a bill that bans civil asset forfeiture or criminal asset forfeiture, and then sign that bill into law. And that will then trickle across the country to other states. There's no reason why the DEA should be able to steal your money. It's absolutely unbelievable. Unbelievable. It just chaps my candy. So, all right, let's you guys understand the gist of it. It's a horrifically bad story. So a couple things. I have moved back to Los Angeles. I have moved completely back to Los Angeles. I go back and forth. I have an office still in Las Vegas, and I go back and forth between Las Vegas and Los Angeles, but I'm mostly in Los Angeles now. I will have Team DLZ open because we never know what social media companies are going to do. They just deleted my Instagram account. So teamdlz.com will be available soon. My web guy's finishing it now. I changed all the pricing on the trifolds. I dropped the price of everything so that it's more affordable. We use tracking and shipping. We use tracking numbers now on every single order. So, and I have from the past year, probably, I don't know, a dozen envelopes of people who didn't get their order. And I'm going to call those people and make sure that they get their order. It's a little frustrating. And then listen, I know people talk about me and say things about me and stuff. I don't need any screenshots from anybody's chat or from their video. You know, I understand that no matter what you do, doesn't matter. Do nothing, be nothing, say nothing, Socrates, and you will have no critics. So I appreciate the support and the love. I got to see some of those things. Super interesting. I got to stay focused on what I'm doing. And right now it's getting the studio completely ready for Constitutional Law Scholar of the Game, which I want to have out by December. I want to have it ready for delivery by December. Constitutional Law Scholar is my goal right now. I'm going to stay super focused on it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to be distracted by anybody or anything. If you want to be a bigger part of it, that's why I'm opening Team DLZ, so that I can really start to filter out people and be able to find out who is on Team DLZ, because we have a long way to go. I've only been in front of the camera publicly for 3 years. So I just turned 50. We have enough time. We have enough time for me to get into a leadership position and be able to change the policy, procedure, and protocol of police. And that is the reason why my tone has changed, why I'm a little bit different now when I audit police. I'm a lot more cordial. I'm more about the conversation, because the media that I'm about to produce with some people in Los Angeles here is so riveting. There's nothing like it on the internet. There's 2 things I'm doing. The first thing I'm doing is showing some things in the next, I would say 2 weeks, because we probably have 2 more weeks of setup for this shoot. And I'm going to show you some things through some video presentations that are going to make everybody think, no matter what, it's going to make you think, wow, we could do that now. And then secondly, Constitutional Law Scholar, I'm not going to stop. I'm really going to be dedicated to this. So you guys will be able to connect with me more through teamdlz.com. I'm going to have a membership thing there, where that way, because I can't spend a lot of time doing what I'm doing here over the next few months. We have to create that board game. The reason why is because I've done and said so many things that now we want to build up the level of respect for the knowledge that I walk around with in my brain. I have to build up a group of people who are going to respect me just for the things that I learned and I know. Right now, I'm a walking encyclopedia. If you really get into a conversation with history about me, if you really get into a conversation about history with me right now, it's too much information. So I'm going to spit it all out in Constitutional Law Scholar, have that board game done by December. I'm going to kill myself to get this done. I'm not going to kill myself. You know what I mean? I'm going to work my butt off to make sure I get this done, completed. I'm going to change this game. I swear to God, I can't do it without you. So make sure you guys join teamdlz.com, because I'll be here less. I'll be posting videos on Team DLZ directly, showing you guys exactly what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. So it's real exciting, but I've had to really work hard. I'm dying. I'm dying. I'm so tired. You can't even imagine. I am absolutely dying. Mikey B, I fucking love you, Brody. You are diehard. So many people sent me information of things that are, and thanks, dude. Appreciate you having my back. You never waver. It's amazing. Jenna Weeks, good to see you. Brick, dude, it's really nice getting to talk to you, get to know you as a person. I appreciate it. James, good to see you. Kelly, Jody, can you just type in the comment section for me, OTVO, overturn Terry versus Ohio? And what do we know? The 4 parts about Terry versus Ohio. Number 1, it creates officer safety over all of our freedoms. Number 2, it invented the term reasonable articulable suspicion. It never existed before Terry versus Ohio in 1968. Number 3, it allows cops to run up and grab you, and the idea that they're patting you down for weapons. Number 4, it allows cops to detain you, to put you in cuffs, put you in the back of a cage. The detainment idea never existed before Terry versus Ohio. That's why we always say overturn Terry versus Ohio. Overturn Terry versus Ohio. It matters so much. I promise you guys, I'm going to do absolutely everything I can to become elected to a leadership position, to change the policies, procedures, and protocols of police. That's what I'm going to do with my life. For the rest of my life, I will never stop. We don't stop. Put in the comment section for me. We had Chevy here earlier. I got to see Barbecue Chips. Nice to see you, Barbecue Chips. Danelle Brown, love you. Thank you so much for all your support. It's been Kurt Bronson. Good to see you, my friend. James Forbes, always a pleasure. Anthony, Deanna, what is going on? Good to see you, Deanna. Glad you're here. I think I'm a little nicer to women. I think I'm a little kinder when I see them. Jim Nunya. Kelly, what is going on? How are you? Citizen Broadcast Cooperative. Claudette, what is going on? How are you? Jim, what is going on? Brent, nice to see you. Thank you for coming. I super duper appreciate it. Remember, we will have teamdlz.com coming up. I'll be spending less time here and more time making quick little videos for members of Team DLZ so you can see what I'm doing to build this board game, Constitutional Law Scholar. I'm going to show you every step of what I'm doing, but I just can't do it constantly. Chevy! I can't do it by spending too much time here. I'm going to be filming some cops, doing some live stuff, because in LA, there's always cops pulling people over. So I'm going to get more audits. It's going to be really, really cool. Sorry to hear that, Scott. So sorry to hear that, brother. Good to see you. All right, I got to get the flock out of here, you guys. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk, Top Rock. You know, Greg, Mikey B, Maybe, yeah, we could talk about that for sure. I mean, there's all kinds of things. It's just I gotta get the flock out of here. Tomorrow morning I'll be back. I'll set a live stream tonight. I'll be back tomorrow morning. I can't wait. I cannot wait. You guys, I'm still setting up this studio, but wait till you see what I've done. Wait till you see what I've done. All right, I gotta get the flock out of here. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I'll see you on the next one. Later, Gators.